In this video, I'm going to be talking about why you should consider avoiding vegetables. So if you think about the pesticides that they use on the crops, those stay on the crops. Sometimes, for example, they have to wear full-on suits covered so that they don't get intoxicated from inhaling or touching their skin. And those chemicals, they go into the ground. The plants absorb it from the ground as nutrients. So basically it's growing with those chemicals. And then they get shipped off, right? Those chemicals can stay on it after the harvesting and being put into the stores. So you eat that, you're putting chemicals, pesticides in your body. Another thing, you notice sometimes maybe corn or whatever your body doesn't fully, break it down and it comes out in your stool. Meaning what? Your body isn't meant to break it down, or why does that happen? And considering humans were carnivores, only ate meat for over millions of years. And then you think about, to the native community, like, I don't know if communities is the right term, but probably not. But they only ate meat, they fished, they hunted. They weren't eating vegetables. They might have had bread, right? But they made it themselves. They didn't have all these preservatives. So, another reason why you might consider avoiding them. So, I found this video, right? Let's just watch it.
And fungi. While pesticides have helped increase crop yields and reduce the spread of diseases, their use has also raised concerns about the potential health and environmental impacts. Let's start with the impact of pesticide use on human health. Exposure to pesticides can occur through ingestion, inhalation, or skin contact. Pesticides can be toxic to humans and have been linked to a range of health problems, including cancer, reproductive problems, and neurological disorders. Children are particularly vulnerable to the effects of pesticides as their bodies are still developing. In addition, pesticide residues can remain on food even after it has been harvested and processed, which means
even after it's been harvested and processed. Well, there you go.
That people can be exposed to pesticides through their diet. Studies have shown that long-term exposure to pesticides through food can increase the risk of certain cancers and other chronic health problems. Now let's...
And then you think about the rise in cancer that's been happening after COVID. And this video just explains it right there. We just consume it because we don't know that it's on it, so we're not properly taking it off. And it can also be inside of those vegetables.
Talk about the impact of pesticide use on the environment. Pesticides can have negative effects on non-target organisms, including beneficial insects, birds, and mammals. Pesticides can also contaminate waterways, harm soil quality, and reduce biodiversity. One of the most significant environmental impacts of pesticide use is the development of pesticide resistance. Pests can evolve and become resistant to pesticides over time, which means that farmers may need to use increasingly higher doses or more potent pesticides to control the same pests. This can lead to a vicious cycle.
Yeah, so it can go into the waterways, which go into rivers and everything else, which eventually go into oceans. And as it just said, they may need to increase the dose depending on the insects. So that's increasing the dose, which you ingest.
Of increased pesticide use, which can have even greater impacts on human health and the environment. While pesticides have been important in increasing crop yields and controlling the spread of disease, their use has also raised concerns about the potential health and environmental impacts. It's important for us to be aware of the risks associated with pesticide use and take steps to minimize our exposure. This could include choosing organic or locally grown produce, supporting integrated pest management practices, and advocating for more sustainable agricultural practices. Thank you for watching.
So yeah, if you are going to get vegetables, which I suggest not doing, as I said about the meat thing, which I will show in another video. Now, yeah, so the locally grown, the locally grown vegetables would be your best option, or to not buy them at all to reduce your exposure risk. Anyway, that's what I think.